I'm very sure कुछ आपको बातें करनी होगी. You want to ask some questions, you want to get some answers. So before we start, let me introduce our panelist here today to you. Apart from the stars who do not need an introduction, obviously, we have Mr. Jaideep Sahani, who is the writer of the film. He's also the writer of Chakde. We have Mr. Raghu Ram, who is the creator of Roadies, here with us today. We also have on the panel Professor Dr. Uday Salunke, Group Director of Wellinkar Education. Now, before we
give a background to this research and how it connects to the film, and before I take you through some findings, I like to just call Jaideep Sahani because the film is his idea and the research was also originally his idea, which we were.
We're going to talk about relationships today. We all spend a lot of time trying to decode our relationships. We have 4 a.m. friends, we have best friends. We are constantly trying to deal with this stuff all the time. And there's a syllabus of it in our society already. That syllabus is also what our culture has brought in, what our parents have told us, and also what films have brought in, which has become a part of the syllabus. First this happens, then that happens, then you meet somebody, then you should do this. This is the right thing to do. This is the wrong thing to do. This will be good for you. This will be bad for you. This is generally good. This is generally bad. There's a syllabus for everything. But in reality, our hearts are completely out of syllabus. And we all know that. And somehow that never shows up even in most of our films. There's a syllabus in our films also, in literature also, what is known as romance. But if our hearts are completely out of syllabus and in our hearts we know that is true, then what happens when the society's syllabus and our syllabus have friction against each other? A lot of humor happens from that, and that is what the film is about. In last 10-15 years, the way the young people have been thinking about their relationship has completely changed and overturned in last 10-15 years all over India. And all of you know that what you see in films and what you see on television is mostly not like how it is actually really for all of you. Earlier there used to be, there's this one thing of love, and that was all. Now there's so many things you have to think about. You're attracted to some person, and your friends are saying you're attracted to him, he's attracted to you, and then you go back home and, am I? Really? Acha, isko attraction kehte hain. You should date this person. Acha, what is dating? Should I be going out with this person? Everybody soon starts saying, you guys are an item, and you guys are together, and you guys should go. And then everyone's saying, yaar, ab settle kab ho rahe ho? And you start thinking, yaar, ye yahan tak kab baat pahunch gayi? So what actually the society syllabus is and what our hearts are asking are completely different things, and that is what we made a film on because we find that funny. Once we shot the film and came back, we all started talking among ourselves and realized, yaar, ye to all over India ho raha hai. How about, in the film, of course, as artists, we absorb something from the society and we come out with our instinct of what is happening. We said, why don't we commission a research by people who know how to do this stuff and find out what else comes up. So this is that what else, which is much more than the film, and the film discussion would come. So Shailesh you already met, and he's going to tell you actually what young people and the older generation in India thinks about relationships.
Thank you. So just quick background on this research. I'll not get into different age groups. We had the youths, which are college-going generation. We had the newly married 25 to 30-year-old segment, and we had parents of teenagers and youth whose kids are growing up and probably going to face some of the challenges and issues that the film and this research tries to cover. So the research is called Shuddh Desi India Ki Romantics. Throw open to the panel and have a discussion. At any stage, if anybody has a question, just raise your hand and the panel will probably, or I will probably ask you to, at an appropriate time, ask the question. research, and you will see certain things will go beyond just romance and relationships into other areas of society. So I'll share some of the findings with you, and I'll keep taking them to the panel as we go along.
3 out of 4 young guys and girls want to have a love marriage. The fourth one is too ugly to get a girlfriend or boyfriend. There's no reason why somebody would not want to be in a marriage with somebody you're not in love with. There's no reason for it. Some misplaced or... Pardon me? Thank you.
खड़े होके बस
मैं स्कूल में नहीं हूँ अभी. The fourth person is definitely saying this because he thinks that is the right thing to say. That's what his parents would like. There's no other reason for it. I really feel that there is a more sinister kind of logic behind this also. In India, we do not have social security for elderly. Our security system is our sons. They will take care of us. ऐसे ही चलता आ रहा है. So I have taken care of my father. My son will take care of me. My daughter won't, because she'll get married and look after her husband's father and parents. No, it's true. So if the only way I can ensure that I am taken care of in my old age is by saying he married this girl who I have chosen for him. A girl of his choice we see as a threat to our well-being, actually. If you think about it, I've said it shortly, if you think about it, there's a lot of logic behind that. That's why parents are so against love marriage. Why would they be against their daughter being with somebody who loves her? They have chosen each other. What could be better? But it'll take a long time before these figures change. And I won't be surprised if they don't, because we are all carbon copies. When you grow up, you'll be Khusat Budde also. I'm getting there. So these figures I don't see changing very soon, but I think that's the logic behind it. Yeah.
Does anyone have a question to the Starcast on this particular finding? Can you just raise your hand and wait for me to...
Yeah, that is true.
Hey, oh.
Any questions to the panel on this particular finding?
Parineeti, can you hear me?
Yes, sorry.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
फिल्म का नाम है शुद्ध देसी रोमांस.
जी.
पैनल डिस्कशन है, सब लोग यहाँ मौजूद हैं, स्टूडेंट्स मौजूद हैं.
जी.
लिविंग रिलेशनशिप को क्या नाम देंगी आप?
किसका?
क्या नाम देंगी आप?
क्या नाम देंगे? उसका नाम लिव इन रिलेशनशिप ही है ना?
अरे रोमांस का नाम है, तो किस तरह का शुद्ध देसी रोमांस है?
सॉरी, फिर से बोलिए.
लिविंग रिलेशनशिप जो एक रिश्ता है, उसको क्या नाम देंगी? क्योंकि आपकी फिल्म का नाम है शुद्ध देसी रोमांस, और हम जब शुद्ध देसी रोमांस की बात करते हैं, हम गांव की बात करते हैं, देहात की बात करते हैं. खिड़की पे खड़ी
ऐसा क्यों?
यकीनन वैसी पड़ती है लड़के, मैडम वहाँ.
आप वही है ना जिससे मेरे से पूछा था कि आप मुजरा करेंगी या नहीं? सब मुझे याद आ चुका है अब. वही है ना? सब पता चल गया मुझे. पहली बात तो लिव इन रिलेशनशिप का नाम है लिव इन रिलेशनशिप, और वो एक्चुअली यू नो व्हाट, लेट्स टेक इट अनदर वे. I think at least 60% of you are unmarried here. I'm sure. Maybe more. Okay. एक तो पहले यहाँ पे जो वॉर है सरहद के उस, पहली बात, most of you are unmarried. I want to know how many of you want to marry someone you're already in love with, जिसको love marriage कहते हैं इंडिया में. Let's show of hands. How many of you want a love marriage? Okay, it seems to me at least 80%. How many of you want an arranged marriage? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of at least 100 people who are in this room. I'll tell you why we are having this discussion and why we should not make it boring. Hello? People outside of India believe that India is a country जहाँ पे arranged marriages होती हैं. India तो ऐसा ही है, backward है. For them, India is only a small town wala desh. People who are restricted in their thoughts, people who are restricted by their family. Why we are posing this question and why we did this research is कि actually ऐसा नहीं है. Most of us are going to find boyfriends and girlfriends and get married to the people we choose. And even parents have become cool. Unfortunately, when we do a study like this, something else comes out. So why is there a confusion in what we youngsters want and what our parents want from us? And even in the film, we are trying to do this. We are three people who choose the partners that we want to choose and then accept that we are confused. Sushant is confused between Vani's character and my character. That is the reason we are doing this research here today. And every finding that we show today will actually surprise you and say, oh my God, this is not what I used to think. मुझे तो लगा था नहीं मैं तो love marriage करूँगा. No, 71% people feel नहीं करनी चाहिए. Parents नहीं करने देंगे. So as we go per every fact, as we move along, try and relate it to yourself and see how differently you will feel as an individual. That's the reason we are doing this research, that's all. So let's try and relate ourselves, make it interesting and have fun with it. Come on.
Hi, this is Prathamesh, and my question is to Parineeti. Hi.
Yeah, can we move on? We'll keep
Yeah,
coming
let's
back
go to the next
questions.
one. Come on.
Yeah, if you want a question, just raise your hand and I'll. Four Indian parents would not accept their children's decision to marry outside their religion or caste. The young generation is more liberal, but even within that, it's almost.
Heartland, whose hold on power it maintains. The younger generation.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't think, personally, in my opinion, I don't think that dating leads to sex every time, and we're not talking about sexual relationship when you're wanting, and, when you like somebody and you're wanting to get to know somebody. Something for me maybe is right, might be wrong for someone, and something which is wrong for somebody might be right for me. There are certain principles that I live by personally, and I mean, as long as I know and my conscience is clear, I don't think that it would affect anybody or me or my family in any way. But I don't think that we should be very backward, when it comes to dating. I think everybody dates these days, don't they? Like, you get to know somebody before you end up, getting into marriage and committing for a lifetime relationship. I think it's important to get to know each other, no? Don't you agree? Yeah, so I think dating's cool. Why not? Why not? Date as much as you want, get to know the person as much as you want. There are some principles that you can always abide and, live with. Have your conscience clear. As long as, you know that you're not upsetting, you're not hurting anybody around, then I don't think there's any issue with it. I mean, we are a progressive country, aren't we? I might be old-fashioned in some ways, but then there is progression happening, And for me personally, in my opinion, I would want to date somebody before I get to, the whole decision of marrying some person. So I would really want to know him and date him and get to know that person. So I think dating's cool. I think I should find somebody for myself too now.
Interest, whether it will be love or arrange, and how cool are your parents,
Yeah, nowadays if my mom buys a t-shirt for me, I hate it. So I don't think I let her choose a boy for me. No, I would definitely want to find a boy for myself because I'm the only one who has to live with him all my life. So I don't even think it should be a love marriage versus arranged marriage discussion. It's just choose the person you want to be with, that's it.
Hi, this question was about it.
See, again, I told you, something that's right for me might be wrong for somebody, and something that's right for you might be wrong for me. There are certain principles that abide and I live my life with. I don't think, it's not that what I think is something that everybody else should think similar to, but in my opinion, again, for me, I think it's a very, very important decision when I am with somebody. The person has to be very special for me, Again, I'm not very, for and against premarital sex. I don't really have a very preconceived judgment regarding that. To each its own.
I will put the same question to you, Sushant.
Let's move on.
Oh, this one is just wanting to know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your take on that? I'm sorry.
Well, I'm cool about it.
Brilliant. You know, there we see progression.
चलो मुबारक हो आगे चल.
You sound married.
To have their answer on the same question. The question is, your film is about right from the point when infatuation happens, and it boils down to the commitment point and the conflicts which happens during the path. How did you deal with all these conflicts and confusion in your personal life?
What I'll do is that we have many other findings. So at some stage, I will throw that at that point they can take it over because we are already only at number 3 and we have 7 more to go. The next one, which I would like to throw to Dr. Salunke as an idea from an education perspective. 80% parents believe public
See it in this country. So I don't think you need to go as far as the West to see it.
यहाँ सब शरीफ बने रहो यार, पिक्चर देखने आना सब कर लेंगे.
No, that's exactly what we're saying, that it happens in our life, but we are scared to deny it. We immediately go, "Ha, hum to nahi karte aisa," which is ridiculous because all of us are cool enough and there's nothing wrong. We're not murdering someone. We're not doing anything illegal. If we're with someone we love, okay, well, I'm holding his hand in public, or even if there's a kiss in public, it's okay. I'm not doing anything wrong. Yes, maybe you want to shy away if you have children standing in front of you, only because they should not get scandalized when they're 5 years old. That's all. But why are we so scared to admit it? That's all we're saying.
India is following you guys, so might as well.
Yeah, I've never said no comment. I've just said, "Mere liye please ek ladka dhoond do." I have to
It
say
was, it was great to hear from Sushant Singh Rajput saying that, you know, I am in a living relationship, and I think that's great, and it definitely.
Yeah, I'm very jealous. I also want to find a boy now.
Hey man, you know what? We've been fighting about this.
As role models, you know, even film stars should just come out and say, okay, I'll say it.
No, I think that I think it's unfair to say that film stars should do it. It's also
I said
a
role models.
personality
I mean,
thing.
if you are role models.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, every film star should be a role model, and of course, they are public faces. But every person is different, you know. One actress is not the same as the other. I mean, Vani is a different person. I'm a different person. So maybe I'm comfortable talking about my boyfriend. Maybe she's not. Maybe she is comfortable about saying who she's having sex with. Maybe I'm not, you know. I think that's a personal thing. I think it's unfair to say all actresses and all actors are film stars and they're public faces, so they should be open about their personal life. I think that's unfair.
Thank you. Thank you for the answers.
Okay.
No, just following up on that, Parineeti, we're not saying that all actors and all actresses should be open, but at least if you're caught in the act, or if you're just photographed somewhere, just hanging out on a beach in a bikini, I don't see why fingers are pointed at the media for, you know, splashing that on their tabloid.
No, let's not get into that. To each his own. I think every person is allowed, absolutely allowed to express their discomfort or comfort if their personal life is exposed.
It's a request to everyone from the press. I'm sure you are role models as well. You have enough and more opportunities to interact with the stars. Probably they don't.
Come on, students only. Student card दिखाओगे तभी हम सवाल का जवाब देंगे.
Sorry about that. Biocop. Biocop.
ये तो 5,000.
You are a girl. You have to pay a 5,000 rupee fine because you are smoking. Can you please comment, all of you?
He wants you to negotiate and give
Hug, I think he just
2,500.
wants
I don't think there's any such law.
That's a lie.
There's a law against littering and smoking in public. That's a different law. Obviously, it's not different for girls or boys.
Comments on what he said. I know it's bogus. I know
That's
that.
called moral policing, actually, and it's that gentleman's, that cop's personal set of values. By the way, Jaideep smokes, and I'm happy to know you're a prostitute, bro.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. What is my view on people getting into extramarital? My view, only personal, Parineeti's view, is that extramarital affair is something to do with fidelity and loyalty, which I just cannot accept. I think extramarital affair is something you're going, especially if you have kids, I think it's absolutely disloyal, disrespectful, unfair to your spouse, and according to me, is wrong. पता था कोई पूछने वाला है ये. नहीं यार, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि मैं फेस कर रही हूँ. इट जस्ट हैपेंस कि उसकी फिल्म और मेरी फिल्म दोनों की रिलीज़ हो रही है. कुछ फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता यार. मैं उसकी पिक्चर देखूंगी, वो मेरी पिक्चर देखेगी. सब लोग दोनों पिक्चर देख लेना. नहीं, ऐसा हमारी फैमिली में नहीं होता है.
हेलो हेलो.
On kissing in your first date. So as far as kissing on screen, I think your opinion will matter the most as a representing the young generation and have kisses with your friends. So is there a sense of awkwardness as part of the job?
We should all answer.
As I said, we tend to be very polite in a lot of ways. We tell a story, and my personal opinion, I personally want to portray some of the very realistic characters on screen. So if intimacy is presented freely, I'm okay with it.
Sushant, hi. You're at the center. Yeah, hi. You're doing very well with the movies, but you have your contemporaries right now who is also good. So who do you take as a tough competition with your contemporaries, and also like who is your icon in Bollywood, if you would like to know?
Well, I very strongly believe that two actors can't be compared. Two stars can be, but then I don't aspire to be a star. But then yes, Nawazuddin Siddiqui and Irfan Khan, they are my inspirations.
Parineeti. Parineeti, we love the promo. We
Thank
loved
you.
you.
Thank
you
you.
look very, very cute and bubbly and all that.
Oh, this
Priyanka,
bubbly word will never go out of my life, I feel. Huh.
You are. So प्रियंका ने ये प्रोमो देखा, क्या क्या कॉम्प्लीमेंट दिया उन्होंने, कुछ कहा ये करो,
First of all, I want to say that what you've seen of the promos, and I really want to put this forward, so please allow me, that I am happy and bubbly and whatever it is in the songs that you've seen. You've seen 3 songs, Tere Mere Beech Mein, Gulabi, and now Shuddh Desi Romance. But in the film, I'm playing a completely different person. I'm a very sensible, sorted human being, probably more sorted than the other two with me. Very quiet, so you will see a new side of me. Having said that, yes, my sister watched it. She really loved it. And she really is waiting for me to have a trial, which I don't know because we've also not seen the film yet. So yes, she's totally supportive.
देख लेंगे, साथ मिल के देख लेंगे परिवार. I'm very sure. But it has been a very insightful session. I believe you all had a good time. The cast over here had a great time. So thank you so much for everything, for gracing us with your presence. But before you go, can we have some pictures? So if stand.
all of you, middle. Center. Sushant, here, straight, Parineeti. Sushant, here. Parineeti, you are right. Excuse me, here. Parineeti, thoda close up. Thoda close. Here, straight, Parineeti. Parineeti, straight. Sushant, यहाँ पर Sushant. Sushant, here. Parineeti, straight. Vani, Parineeti. सोलो नहीं किया उधर लेना मैम सेंटर मैम Parineeti here Parineeti यहाँ पर मैम सेंटर थैंक यू Sushant here straight excuse me just 1 minute please we have not Sushant here straight center Sushant right Sushant सामने